vital magnetism, and the human energetic field. My friends, we're going to be diving into the secrets of healing, regeneration, and energy activation, and how really the vital magnetism of man relates to the subtle energy anatomy, the nervous system, all the way down to physical health and vitality. So, a lot could be said here. I've been diving into this vital knowledge series over the past few videos. I would definitely highly recommend checking out the subtle energy anatomy and nervous system and human magnetism. We're going to pick up where we left off in the human magnetism and miracles video. So, I'm going to be real with you, my friends. This kind of knowledge is super potent and powerful in these times. We live in an age where we're very sick and diseased on an individual level and a collective level. And in fact, our vital magnetism or magnetic field has been weakened and almost like bombarded since the day we were born. The vital magnetism or akasa or pranic body or, chi body, the nadis, whatever subtle energy system you want to look at, the subtle energy body or vital magnetism, right, manifests the physical condition which we're in. In fact, the magnetic field is kind of like this programmed bubble of reality in which we exist in. We programmed it. And right now in the modern day, our magnetic field is very weak and it's very misunderstood in the fact that it's so powerful. It's weak because we are out of balance. We are out of balance with the macrocosm, and we are out of balance with our own nature. And because of this, we lose polarity. When we lose polarity in our vital magnetic body, essentially our vital magnetic body weakens and the energy doesn't flow up. The energy is actually trapped in a base state of consciousness, in the base centers of the body. So in this video, we're going to be addressing creating harmony between the macro and the micro, or creating harmony between the physical body of man and the macrocosmic, or the laws of nature and nature itself. When we create harmony, my friends, miracles of healing and activation are abundant there. Furthermore, heightened states of presence and consciousness are endowed to you, and from there really the magic happens. That is the space of creation. And in that space of creation, we as conscious creators can start to reshape our body, can start to reshape our reality, and start to use the power of vital magnetism. You see, my friends, all things carry a vital magnetic field, all living things. That vital magnetic field, right, holds memory, it holds charge, and it holds our life force, okay? And by liberating our life force and charging and recharging up our vital magnetic field, right, we can restore the perfect blueprint back to ourselves. You see, our magnetic field is holding or has a memory of the original blueprint of perfect health and vitality that we once had. But through, essentially lack of integrity in our thoughts, in our actions, in our diet, in all the bombarding that has been happening since we were children, our vital magnetic field has taken quite a few blows. So let's learn to revitalize this thing and learn the secrets of breathing and activating the subtle energetic system. So welcome back, my friends. This is Reality Files. I'm Kristian. Please share this message with whoever you think it will impact. This kind of knowledge, again, is very powerful in these times, and I hope it resonates with you. Again, we're keeping it real and raw. I'm just going to dive in and expand from kind of where we left off. So let's begin this process, my friends. Hit that like button. Let's do this thing. So in the last video, the magnetic field and miracles, we talked about this breathing practice of Tumo. And Tumo is actually focused on the lower three centers of man, generating heat and liberating consciousness. In the practice of Tumo, essentially what we're doing is breathing very deeply and slowly and basically furnacing, or, what is it called? Pumping air onto the fires or the furnaces of the body. You see, within the body, my friends, we have three main centers. Okay, we have the lower dantian, the middle dantian, and the upper dantian. You can go watch my video, The Esoteric Anatomy of Man. I discuss these. The lower dantian is responsible for all life in the body, and in fact, it's kind of like the heart of the body. It holds our life force. Okay, so by doing that Tumo breathing practice, which I discussed, essentially what we're doing is we're charging life force, right? We're charging life force back into the field and liberating energy from the body. You see, oftentimes we are stuck in base levels of consciousness. We are actually stuck in a body consciousness. And by doing this practice, by breathing very deeply and slowly, 5 seconds in, 5-second hold, 5 seconds out, 5-second hold, we're not only liberating that energy and rising that energy up and charging up our life force, but we're also massaging all the tubes which make up our being. We are tubes on all levels. The subtle energetic, they call it the nadis or the meridians, or, kind of like the chakra system, the akashic channels, the prana channels. On a physical level, we have the circulatory, the lymphatic, the nervous system. Everything is tubular. By breathing in and out, we are creating a pressurized state on the in-breath. When we breathe in and we charge up into that lower dantian center, right? And we expand and pressurize the hips. We pressurize that lower dantian, the lower abdomen. We are creating a pressurized state in the body. You'll feel it in your head and your sinuses. You'll feel it in all your organs. You're massaging your intestines. You're massaging the lymph. You're massaging all the glands of the body, right? Then we hold and we equalize that pressure through our whole body, okay? And then when we exhale, what happens is we go from a pressurized state to a depressurized state. When we exhale, we lift the energy up, and then we relax. When we're fully exhale, we relax in a very depressurized state. And in that state, everything expands again, right? So all of a sudden, all the pressure that was going on your, organs and tissues and digestive system, that pressure's taken away. So any clogged tube can start to flow. As clogged tubes begin to flow, the vital magnetism begins to cycle again. When the vital magnetism cycles again, we charge up a life force. We liberate energy from the body and reach heightened states of consciousness and presence. From this place, we are in the place of creation. So that was kind of a recap of what we discussed last time, my friends. Everything I just described there is the fire path, okay? So fire and water is what we need to basically unite. This video is about the water. So the fire is all about inside our being. It's all about the self and polarizing the self and then depolarizing the self. And with this, we are charging up chi and we're liberating our chi from our body back into, potentiality, back into life force, back into potency. When we have a potent magnetic field by charging up our chi, right, we have psychic and magical protection per se. We are in fact existing in a reality, in a frequency bubble, which most dangerous and toxic frequencies can't even enter, right? By existing in a strong, flowing, vital magnetic body with strong polarities at the top and the bottom, right? Our body is endowed with life force. Life force is permeating us at all times. Impediments, diseases will magically disappear. Miracle healing has always existed, and there's millions of stories about it, and it all has to do with vital magnetism, or whatever that culture likes to call it. In this video, when we're discussing the water path, my friends, and uniting that fire with the water. So the fire was all internal, right? Focusing on bellowing the flames and the furnace in that lower dantian. The water path, my friends, is about full body breathing and fully inhabiting the whole body, right, as one vessel, okay, and blending thyself with the great essence. So in the fire path, we're basically individuating the self further. We are charging up the self and then releasing it, then charging it up and releasing it, kind of like a sponge being squeezed and then released with the waters of chi. On the water path, what we're actually doing is we're bringing our awareness into the greater field around us. And we're going to start to breathe and feel this field. I call this full body pore breathing. So this is the second meditation or breathwork technique that I want to introduce to you guys after the first one. Pore breathing. Pore breathing, I want you to lay or sit upright in aligned posture and get very subtle. Get very deep, slow, and full with the breath. And essentially what you want to do is try to breathe through all the pores of your body as if your skin was your lungs. Like you're breathing in into your whole body and your body is inflating like a balloon. Okay? You're just charging it up. You can imagine that you're pulling in and breathing in light into the whole body and you're expanding like a balloon. And then you're exhaling and the light is just shining forth. The light is just shining forth out of you. This is kind of where we start. By doing that and breathing through all the skin, all the pores of the body, and really trying to fill up the whole body, what you're going to notice is that you start begin to tap into a more subtle awareness, a more subtle perception. That pore breathing, what we're doing is we're drawing in from the field all around us, right, into the being and then releasing it. And by doing this, we'll remove blockages. Our attention will be drawn to maybe tingling sensations or areas that we can't feel. What I encourage you to do is try to feel everything. Try to feel your spine. Try to feel the back of your hips, the back of your legs, the bottoms of your feet. Give every area of your body ample awareness, right? And breathe in and become aware. Concentrate on the edges of your perception. The edges, the fringes of sensation. What is barely perceptible? Maybe the faintest brush on your skin, right? Whatever it is, this is attuning you to the subtle energy that is pumping through your body. And you see, we mistake these days. We are mistaken because we don't discern the subtle breath from the heavy breath. We are mistaken that like we feel an itch and we think it's physical, but it's actually an energy tube trying to get moving, right? We feel a pain or a pressure. And instead of feeling it all the way through, we react to it. We tighten down. This creates continuity in the numbing. You see, my friends, we are numb right now. Energy is barely trickling through us, and we must expand it back out to the full vital magnetic field. But in order to do that, we must feel. Feeling is healing. By feeling, we allow things to release. But we can only feel when we're in that heightened state of consciousness, when we're breathing deeply. The moment that we react to a feeling or have fear or dismiss something, we're going into a lower, more like beta wave of consciousness. We're going back into fear. We're closing ourselves off from the healing process. Feeling is healing, okay? That's one of the main notes I want to write, but I can't write right now. Feeling is healing. So, my friends, if you guys want to dive deeper into pore breathing, into any of these breathing techniques, I actually just opened up my new flagship program on the Breathwork Intensive Deep Dive. And it's a 6-week program with me. We're going to go through the whole Breathwork Energy Work course. And yeah, it's daily practices, weekly calls. If that's interesting to you, please apply. Link in the description for that. We can discuss the details. But moving right along, my friends, after pore breathing is just to assimilate and attune us to the subtle energetic field. After that, we get into the real gems of this video, my friends. The real gems is now that we're feeling and we're fully inhabiting the body. We are fully inhabiting the nervous system, right? We're essentially pumping with more life and chi, and we're more open. From that place, what we want to do is actually start feeling and imagining the field around you. Feel the field around you. Take a deep breath and imagine this field that's shimmering, that's flowing through you, that's permeating your entire consciousness and being. Breathe in and charge up that field. Imagine you're drawing in light, right, on that inhale, charging this field of light, and you're exhaling, and on that exhale, you're witnessing the light shine forth. This is not a harsh or yang practice. This is very yin. I do this lying down. See how subtle you can get. See how aware of the edges of your perception you can be. Really imagine yourself lying in this vibrating field. Take a deep breath and charge that field with energy. Exhale and die into it. My friends, this is called Shiva awareness, or Shiva. Practicing Shiva is what I call it in the Breathwork program. Practicing Shiva means when we exhale, we enter the empty superior self. The empty superior self that is pure consciousness, that is pure awareness. Die to your body, die to this moment, right? That's how we fully exhale, actually. We fully give up. And when we go into that Shiva awareness, we can witness the body, and we can witness things moving out of the body. We retract our clutchingness to this form, to this life that is diseased, right? And we can witness transformation before our eyes. We can witness miracle healing. So charge up the field around you. Try to become aware of the most subtle sensations of it. Imagine you're drawing energy in from deep in the earth, drawing energy in from all around you. My friends, we exist in an ocean of chi, an ocean of prana. And we can learn to breathe that ocean into our being, right? And then exhale and watch it permeate through us, okay? So level 2, I kind of mentioned it earlier. Level 2 is breathing in, exhaling, and witnessing the light shine forth. Breathing in, exhaling, and witnessing the light shine forth from your whole entire aura. My friends, by doing this, that's kind of like, run wild with that practice. But from there, what we want to do is we want to harmonize. So in this meditation, in this breath practice, at this point, you might be 30 minutes, an hour in trance. What you want to do is bring your awareness and imagine the great void all around you. Imagine the Supreme Spirit, the great essence, living eternal all around you, this permeating field of energy. Breathe in and exhale into it. Drift into it. Allow yourself to blend with the unity of one. Allow yourself to enter into the oneness, right? Breathe it in, exhale, and equalize. Equalize and permeate. Literally imagine that energy is just cycling through you as you inhale it, you're exhaling it, and you're literally expanding into formlessness. Formlessness, my friends. This is a formless breathing practice. This is getting kind of advanced. This is towards the end of the Breathwork program, right before we get into the Merkaba stuff. But formless breathing, essentially we're breathing in and we're letting the waters merge. You see, disease on a physical level exists because of disharmony. When we have physical disease or misalignments in the spine, misalignments in the energetic field, the consequence is a disharmony in our energetic field, okay? But if we want to restore harmony to the energetic field, all we must do is place our awareness to the great harmony all around us. Breathe it in and then die to it. Allow it to permeate us. And this will literally, if you do this properly and you practice this technique, you will purify and cleanse your field. Your field will reharmonize with the great macrocosm all around you. And literally, as you get more perceptive, as you become more of a warrior in perception, more clever with your imagination, breath, and will, right? You can start to literally feel the field. You can start to feel the vital magnetic field all around you. And when you can feel the field, you can breathe into it, charge areas that are maybe dark or in disharmony. Exhale, right? And let them like literally get sucked out of you like mist. There's many directions we can go from here and discuss. But essentially, my friends, in the last video, human magnetism and miracles, what we talked about was the fire path, okay? And in that fire path video, we talked about polarizing the vehicle, polarizing the physical body by breathing in chi, activating chi, rising up the fires, ascending energy from the body, liberating consciousness. In this video so far, we have discussed the water path. Now, the water path is about merging, is about becoming formless. By doing these two practices together, essentially you're charging up your individual expression of God, right? And then releasing it. This is alchemy. Solvet coagula, okay? Solvet coagula means to create a solution or a coagulation, right? In that coagulation, essentially what you're doing is breathing in chi and adding chi and life force into your physical body of lead, or into your, your spiritual body of lead. You're creating a coagulation. And then you dissolve it. You dissolve that coagulation and remove the impurities. This is how you bring lead to gold. This is the story of alchemy. And right now we are in lead. We are in a lead state of consciousness. We are in a lead body. We are in a lead energetic body. We must breathe in life force, which is the furnace, which is the fires of purification. Breathe in that energy, right? And then after we create a new coagulation, we must dissolve it. We must once again become formless and impurities will be removed. This process repeated over and over and over will bring you to the state of gold, the most noble state of matter. And in that state of gold, you will have a golden magnetic field. You will have the golden aura per se, and perfect vitality. So they're meant to be done together, fire and water. But people only focus on the fire path for some reason. Like Wim Hof and all these different teachers and Kundalini yoga and all this stuff is about the fire path. There's a missing water path. And guess what? All activation, all transformation happens through the water path. You don't transform until you surrender. You don't build muscle until you rest after going to the gym, right? The water path is where activation happens, but we must relearn how to do it properly. So this video, again, was on that water path. And essentially from there, my friends, you can start playing around. I have tons of meditations in the master package on this. Of, different types of shimmering breaths, breathing into the field, breathing into the ocean all around you. Start playing around with those meditations and essentially try to harmonize your frequency with the frequency all around you, and allow thyself to be crooked in order to become straight. Allow the murky waters to settle and it will become clear. My friends, health and vitality are your birthright. It's not by doing or fixing anything that they're restored. They're restored by surrendering and charging up chi, and surrendering and charging up chi, and surrendering. The more we can surrender into the macrocosmic harmony, the more we can, sit in that presence and stillness and energetic potency, the more closer we will be to returning home. And when we return home, we become creators on this plane. We become magicians, healers, sages. My friends, so much is possible, but so much has been lost, hidden deep in a long buried wisdom. Thank you for watching this video, my friends. I could go so much deeper. Again, apply for the new Breathwork intensive program starting very soon once I get a couple people in on it. And we'll be going so deep, 6 weeks, through all the Breathwork training, daily practices. So thanks for being here, my friends. Again, share this video, hit that like button, get this message out there, and let me know where you want to take the Vital Knowledge series next. Cheers, my friends. Much love to you.